Young Jeezy has been outed as a rat, has been outed as a
Whoa,
cooperator.
not the
This
snowman.
time, he wasn't outed by Blue Da Vinci or Gucci Mane and
Yeah.
DJ
Ha
Ops. No,
ha. Look
he's
at
been
that.
outed by the FBI themselves.
Ha
The snitching
ha.
allegations on Jeezy is actually centered around the two biggest storylines of his career: his beef with Gucci Mane and his association with
Oh yeah, his beef with Gucci Mane went over the top in that verses. That shit was wild, boy.
BMF. Back in 2005, when Gucci Mane and Jeezy was beefing, their beef actually led to somebody being murdered. A man called Pookie Loke, which was really good friends of Jeezy.
And Gucci said he put that man in the dirt. That shit was disrespectful. Hell
Now,
no.
the publicized
That
story
shit
of
was
this is
pointless and that shit was
Gucci Mane
disrespectful
caught the
as hell.
body in self-defense. However, Gucci Mane was initially charged, then it was dropped due to self-defense, and we learned all about Gucci Mane's legal troubles due to this murder.
I feel like I'm Gucci Mane in 2006.
But what's not told is that murder of Pookie Loke actually got Jeezy on the Feds' radar. And the Feds actually blame Jeezy more for that murder than they blame Gucci Mane. If you guys are kind of blurry about what exactly happened between Gucci Mane and Jeezy, let me, redraw your memory real quick.
With Gucci Mane and Jeezy leading the way in Atlanta rap, it was only inevitable that a collab would come soon. In 2005, Gucci Mane and Jeezy would record 2 songs together. The first song was Black Tees, which was a response to Dem Franchise Boys' hit song White Tee, and the second song was So Icy, or just Icy. So Icy would go crazy in the streets almost immediately, and would then be featured as the main single on Trap House 1. The song was such a massive hit that even high schools across the country banned the iconic snowman tee that Jeezy wore in the video. But
Banning
as time went on,
t-shirts?
rumors surfaced that Jeezy may have been
Hell
upset with
no.
how things went. Although it's still not 100% clear why Jeezy was upset, we can assume it has something to do with the fact that he wanted the song
Your shirt gotta be going crazy in Atlanta if they banning it in high schools. Hell no.
to be on his upcoming album. He quickly took to the studio to release a diss track titled Stay Strapped, where at the end of the song he would put a $10,000 bounty on Gucci's So Icy chain.
Real talk, I got a bounty on that shit. 10 stacks, man. You know Jeezy pay.
Jeezy would start to distance himself from Gucci and cause some strain on their friendship. Gucci would also get upset at the fact they could never perform their song live, which he felt they were missing out on a huge part of promotion. Because once again, this is in the days where live shows made a huge impact on getting your music heard. But Jeezy didn't stop and he continued the beef. Over the coming weeks, the petty beef would turn into something much more.
That's all
One summer
I
evening, Gucci would go home
said.
with a
That was
stripper
a
after a
hit.
party, just a month after the So Icy hit dropped. 5 men stormed the home where Gucci was staying, armed with pistols, brass knuckles, and duct tape. They would get into a physical altercation, pistol whipping the stripper and hitting Gucci in the face. One of the men allegedly yelled,
The stripper got it too. God damn. God damn. What the little dancer do? What she do? Y'all ain't had to whip the hole like that.
upon
God
realizing his life was at
damn.
risk, Gucci shot back. Some people say he reached for his gun, where other stories say he may have disarmed one of the men and took his. He shot the gun, killing one of the men as the others ran off. 3 days would go by until someone found the body of the deceased man in the woods behind an elementary school. When the smoke cleared, authorities identified the man as Pookie Lock, one of Jeezy's prodigies under his CTE label. After 9 days, Gucci Mane would turn himself in, claiming self-defense. He released a statement saying, he's not a murderer, but he was scared for his life, and he had to be a man about it.
For some reason, Jeezy has always maintained his innocence and denied that he sent men to kill Gucci. He's always says he's innocent. However, the fans wasn't buying it, Gucci wasn't buying it, and the
Ain't nobody
feds
buying that.
weren't buying it. Stay with me, okay? At this point in Jeezy's life in '05, everything was going downhill for him. His homie died trying to kill Gucci. His crew that he was rolling with at the time, BMF,
That's crazy.
well,
You try to send somebody to get that job done and they get the job done on them. What the hell? I know he can't even sleep at night thinking about that
they
shit.
got indicted for a RICO. Now, everybody got indicted but Jeezy. And a lot of people was very confused about that because even Blue Da Vinci got indicted. And Blue Da Vinci, you can probably make an argument, was around BMF just as much as Jeezy was around BMF. Well, Blue Da Vinci did a Ken Capone interview a couple of years.
Was Jeezy signed to BMF? Hold on, I need to do some homework. I'll tighten this shit up. Good. Damn, that shit ain't popping up. He was not signed to BMF. Oh, okay. But they promoted him though. I I get it. I get it. I get it.
Years ago. And during this interview, Blue Da Vinci broke down how Jeezy, not Gucci, how Jeezy got out of being indicted with BMF when the feds initially came and indicted Big Meech and everybody associated with BMF.
In the grocery store, the line like, "Ooh, old white lady, do you know that Gunna told you was a bitch?" Like all that shit, bitch ass shit. I'm
Ah, who is bro? He just randomly popped up. What
cut from a
the
different
hell?
cloth. I'm cut from the cloth that you got your information on whoever is the rat, and you got it in black and white. And you understand what went on with such case or whatever. You feel me? So, when it come down to me, it's just different.
Was Jeezy in the paperwork?
Hell yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is public information. You can look up right now on your phone. Man testifies about Jeezy's cocaine selling. Type in your phone something like that. You're gonna see one of the who name it lights. Ralph Sims, the same that told about the limo that tried to say I told. Ralph Sims, Ralphie. Told on Jeezy, told everything Jeezy ever did.
Damn. Once you snitch, they start calling you Ralphie. Your whole street cred gone, folks. Your shit over with.
Jeezy had
It's
like 12.
through.
Jeezy had more statements on him than me. What you talking about? But no, he didn't get indicted because he did some more other shit. I feel like that. I know some things he did, like he turned Meech cars into the feds. That same Porsche truck and that Ferrari I was talking about a while before came to Miami and doing some lie detector tests about this gun case he caught one year in '06 when I went to go meet him. We had a shootout, not against him, but some other like when me and him start trying to talk, some other popped it off with us and we end up having a shootout and he ended up going to jail for a gun. If anybody is familiar with that.
I'll be having nigga moments. That's what it be. How you just get in a random shootout? Like, I can't even let a nigga get me that mad. Like, what? You crazy.
Miami case, him and Twin came back to do a polygraph test supposed to be for that shit. And the security said that the Meech cars pulled up on flatbeds, nigga, into the federal building when he went and did it, when he was inside for his meeting or whatever. So I know he turned in the cars. Ain't no telling what people be doing, bro. That's all I know he did. And then he told about the gun case that was already thrown out at the state level, and then the feds picked it back up. So everybody look up Big House. You look up Big House. He was a security for Jay-Z. He was a security for Big Meech. He was also a security for Young Jeezy. Yeah, Jeezy put the people on his ass, and he'll let you know. You look him up, he talking his story, and you got all these people with these accounts of these people that's out here. Sorry, y'all, I just be the bearer of bad news because 10 years go by and people act like they ain't never heard nothing, don't know nothing. Like, hold on, the selective politics shit got to stop.
If you look at that BMF indictment, they were indicting people, I'm talking about at the low level, just an association. Right? Yo, you was claiming BMF, Rico. Yo, there were people on that
You
case
better
who
not have one
did
of them
like
chains
2
on,
years
boy.
or 3 years
You better not have
for like
borrowed no clothes, boy. It's
low
over
level
with.
involvement with BMF. But Jeezy, who was with
Huh? Huh? What was that? You got a BMF tattoo? Yeah, you gone. You
BMF on a
gone.
daily basis, was not charged. Now, this story has been told by Blue Da Vinci and other members for years, but because they are at a point in their careers where they aren't as successful as Jeezy, it's always been looked at, man, they hating. Now, Blue Da Vinci would also will also give another point, like in his interview, at the time he believed or where he began to think, oh yeah, Jeezy is cooperating with the feds, was with the records and the contracts, right? So Blue Da Vinci was trying to get off the ground, trying to get the music hot again. He had a record with Jeezy. Now, Jeezy was supposed to clear the record, sign the contract so it could go. He dropped the record and the record got pulled from the radio. That's because Jeezy never signed the
Mm-hmm.
contract. And
Mm-hmm.
he pursued that. And you're about to hear him explain how the pursuit of trying to get Jeezy to sign that contract led him to think, oh, you're cooperating.
and I pushed the record out. It was on Koch. It was getting promoted and all the shit. It was getting promoted correctly. All the numbers was right. I was like 300 and some spins a week on my BDS at the time. And I got a call from my team. It was like, bro, they talking about, it was like a Tuesday. I think it was a Tuesday, if I am mistaken. I was on the road on my tour bus, and I got a call from my team, and they said that on Thursday, in 2 days, they gonna pull the record from radio if they don't get Jeezy and CTE signature. They wasn't signed off for the record. So I like, what? I'm like, all right, hold on, bro. Let me call this and blah, blah, blah. So I called it. And this wasn't the first time I called them about that. It was already mentioned before they dropped the shit. So they dropped it, and we still didn't have the signatures. And I think it was dropped on good faith that we was going to get the signatures from Alan Grunblatt at Koch. They got the shit. They worked it out with Clear Channel or whatever. So, you know what I'm saying? So the record could stay up there, and they were
Bad
telling them that
business.
they going to have the paperwork or however it
Terrible
went.
business.
But them motherfuckers, I called Jeezy. He swear up and down to God in heaven. He signed off and all this shit. But I had my signature, then my signature for BMF Entertainment as the owner. Then we had Alan Nim's signature from Koch. Then we had John Jackson, which is Fabulous name as an individual, Fabulous the artist. Then we had Skane and Clue for Desert Storm was signed off. I had those signatures. I saw them with my eyes. Then I think I had, at this time, was Jay Brown's signature from Def Jam. He was the vice president of Def Jam at that time. I believe his signature was on my record for Def Jam.
He gets tired of calling Jeezy because Jeezy is clearly giving him the runaround. He don't understand why Jeezy don't want to clear the record. So he tells Jeezy, I'm going to pull up on you. Now, when he pulls up on Jeezy, when they're talking, an altercation broke out and a shootout happened. They never really got to finish their like conversation. Jeezy ultimately does like a polygraph test for the incident to prove that he was not the one that shot, and like he fought a case for it, et cetera, right? But at the conclusion of this,
I don't trust no damn polygraph. I be damn I go to prison behind a polygraph. What the fuck? The fuck, nigga? You what? Huh?
Blue Da Vinci came to the conclusion, oh, Jeezy is cooperating with the feds, and the feds is probably telling him not to do anything to help out BMF, or else he will get indicted.
The next day I talked to him like, bro, where you at? I'm just finna pull up. I left my tour route and drove the bus all the way to Miami to go have a conversation with Jeezy about the record being signed off. And that's when that shootout happened that I was just talking about previously. I went to talk to him about that record. That's what the conversation was about. I was coming to meet him and confront him about the shit with all of this shit with me. And as soon as we start talking, Tula was walking down the street with dreads, and they're like, oh shit, there go Jeezy, dog. And they're like, oh, and Blue, that's Jeezy and Blue, nigga, that's BMF right there, nigga. Oh, bro, let us get a picture. And then my little cousin twin, big twin, he like, oh, nigga, they ain't taking no picture. You see they trying to talk, so the little like, well, and then the twin fired him, boom. And that's what started that shit that ended up to the shootout. And me and him never talked about the record right there because that fight.
So your dumb ass homies fucking shit up for everybody. That's why you can't just be having any old nigga around you, boy. These niggas be doing anything, no brain cells, none.
Turned into a shootout, turned into we all ran, turned into Jeezy got locked up for the gun, and then later on, Jeezy went back to have a polygraph test about that situation. That was all about that day I went to meet him to talk about why he ain't signed off on my record with me, him, and Jeezy, and they pulled it from the radio. And I believe he couldn't because the feds had jacked him and told him, nigga, if you help these niggas, and the same reason why he couldn't do the deal with us. Same reason why he couldn't put his name on the contract, because the contract ensues help to BMF, and they struck his ass down and told him they were going to put your ass in prison if you continue to help Big Meech and Blue in that BMF shit. You're going to fully pull away from that shit. Like, there ain't nobody else stopped quitting the mob. He the only in history that just stopped claiming the mob.
Up until this point, it's been a theory. It's been one of those things that just floated around. People essentially came to the conclusion, man, these is hating niggas trying to tear down Jeezy, who's a successful black man who done beat the streets. All right, these ninjas is hating. Well, a former FBI agent who was actually tasked with investigating this RICO and indicting Jeezy on a RICO, he spoke. Now, apparently, when Pookie Loc got killed by Gucci Mane, and it was believed that Jeezy sent Pookie Loc and them to murder or kill Gucci Mane, and it just backfired. The federal agent would say, yo, they had witnesses, they had wiretaps, they had everything. They
They
were
came with it
seconds
all.
away from indicting Jeezy on a clear-cut, open and shut RICO for the murder of Pookie Loc. Kind of like how they did with YFN Lucci, where YFN Lucci went sliding on the ops. His homies hop out, start shooting. The ops shot back. The homie died. They charged YFN Lucci with a RICO for his homie's murder. They was gonna do the same with Jeezy. But the FBI agent would say something very odd happened that stopped all of that.
Yeah, I'm not going to say the guy's name because he's pretty famous, and to be fair, he was never charged with a crime. But we had these two rappers in Atlanta in the early 2000s, and they were beefing with each other, trading diss tracks, the whole thing. Then rapper number one, the famous one, orders his goons to go beat up rapper number two and steal this gaudy gold and diamond necklace he wore in all of his videos, and that's where it got interesting. The goon squad shows up at rapper number two's place. He pulls a gun and starts shooting. One of the attackers gets hit, makes it about 200 yards away from the house before he drops dead. Rapper number two is arrested for murder, but is dismissed as
You might as well say the names at this point. You breaking down the whole you did. God damn. Tom?
self-defense. And the real criminal here is rapper number one, who ordered the violent act that got his man killed. I had the phone records of two witnesses.
I know he feeling stupid after that shit.
Rock-solid RICO murder case. But for reasons that were never explained to me, the U.S. Attorney's Office declined prosecution, and rapper number one went on to have a phenomenally successful career. Oh well, win some, lose some.
Obviously, he's implying that Jeezy told, because the feds just abruptly abandoning their plans to charge someone with a clear-cut RICO don't just happen without some form of cooperation. However, in the comment section, he only liked and responded back to two comments. The first comment he liked and responded back to was Jeezy and Gucci. And he
Come
says,
on, we knew that.
You
We
said
knew
it,
that.
I didn't. Playing it coy. The other comment that he responded back to and liked, also playing it coy, was, well, the BMF theory. Somebody commented, so Jeezy cooperated with the feds on Meech, so when this happened, he got a pass. That was what was being implied in the video.
Interesting
By
theory.
imply, I mean, the FBI agent
Hey, he gaslight.
exactly what happened. He knows exactly what the theory is. And he knows this is the truth. And he responded back and liked it. And he says, interesting theory. I guess now we have our answers. I guess now we know why Jeezy was never charged when BMF was charged, even though literally any and everyone who was rolling around calling themselves BMF got charged. Literally any and everyone, bruh. Now we know why. And now we know why exactly Jeezy was never charged.
Where that paperwork at though? I ain't believing nothing until I see no paperwork though.
Paperwork say it all.
Paperwork don't tell it all. Paperwork don't tell it all. This paperwork here finna go around the streets on God. To get what? This paperwork finna make the news. I'm gonna make sure the whole neighborhood see this.
Yeah. We gonna make some copies and put them on trees.
So look, long as I got this, these niggas is bitches.
Yeah,
long as I got this, these niggas is bitches.
Hell yeah.
Long as I got this, these niggas is bitches.
Yeah.
Long as I got this, these niggas is snitches.
Yeah, they sure live. They sign their name on that junk and everything.
It say keep look, nigga full cup, nigga middle name is Shelby.
That whole government
Nigga
name.
middle name is Shelby.